What is up, everyone? Now, I have just been into our storage garage area, which is what I want to turn into the fish room eventually, but that's going to be a little bit of time. But I was just sorting some stuff out, bringing some stuff around, and I found something I forgot existed. And we've had this probably, 8-10 years, and that is this flat, weird shaped bowl. Gentle. Now that has been sat in the garage for, been here 3 or 4 years, so easily 3 or 4 years. The last time I used it was probably 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago. And I'd done like a little planted thing in it. Yeah, way back when. And I forgot it existed. But now I've got it, and it's back. And I need to do something with it. Now previously I can't really remember what I'd done with it. I think it was like really shallow substrate, a load of really fast growing mosses and plants, and nothing too exciting. So I think it was quite simple, yeah. But this, I want to make it a little bit more fancy. I really like the shape of it. Like, does need a good clean though, doesn't it? Look at that. That is grim. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I'm not too sure what to do with it now. But I've got some cool Siriu or landscape stone, whatever you want to call it. And luckily, well, let me show you something. Now, when I was down at the studio with MD the other day, I found this in a cupboard. Can you see that all right? Yeah. It's just a desk lamp. Now, this is with my face. Better. Now, this was actually going to be for a different project. I've actually got a, well, anyway, that's a different project. But, yeah, he let me have it. So I'm thinking this, like, and if you look, whoa, it's really bright. So yeah, we've got the startings of a really cool little project here. I'm thinking ecosystem style. I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking. Let's get some rocks and let's have a bit of a play. Actually, no, let's clean this up quickly first. Now the bowl's all nice and squeaky clean, I'm going to get some stuff down here to start having a think about what we're going to build. A bit of glass, oh no, it's not. That was a worry. Do I pour this in? Do I take the leap now and pour this in?
Is that?
Nope. I think there's a crack. God. Do you know what? Confidence is key, isn't it? Let's get scaping. This is enough stuff. We've got enough rock, we've got enough wood, substrate, sand. Yeah, let's see where this takes us. I don't actually have a vision in mind for this. Yeah, let's just start scaping and see where this takes us. Here we go. Right, what have we got in mind? I've got a big cliff rock face style thing going on, I think. Yeah, I'm liking this big rock. Anyway, substrate. Substrate first, don't get ahead of ourselves. That is definitely not going to be enough sand. Scissors, anyone? I don't know, that might be enough sand actually. That's quite a lot. Right, okay, cool. So substrate layer in, that is just going to give us nutrients for the roots. Sand layer in, that's going to make it look pretty. Right, rock work. I'm really not sure what angle it is best for you guys to look at this from. I reckon I want to use this big rock. Oh my word, it's huge. Oh yes, that is cool. Where next? I want that one next to him because those lines line up. So it all sort of goes in the same direction. Looks good. So you can see I've just got those 2 rocks in the back, keeping this foreground area open. I might move him back a bit. This is a really tricky bowl to work with actually. That's the wrong piece for the job. That's going to be too small though. Not feeling it. Okay, let's have a play and see where we get to. we are finished with the hardscape. Now, hear me out. This has taken a bit of a detour, I suppose. Let me take you off the tripod and show you. So obviously we've got some wood down in the bowl, and this is a new bit of wood, so that bit's obviously going to go darker as it gets older. This piece of wood slots lovely onto there with this like really nice flow down through. And then obviously you get down into the bowl, and you can see this really cool like cave system sort of scape. We've put a little bit of like scatter gravel in the front. Yeah, looking really cool. But hear me out. This is a little bit like out there. That's a waterfall. Like, there's a hole there. This was going to be for planting, but I can fit a filter back there, or like a little internal pump. That's a waterfall. But I don't know how well it's going to do. Like, it might be awful, but it might work. So I think we're going to go for it. I think we're going to try and make that into a waterfall. Right, I suppose the next job is if we can actually get a filter back here. So we're just using this little Superfish internal 50. Oh, that's going to be fine. There's tons of room back there. A little bit of piping up into this waterfall. I'm going to call it a waterfall now. It's going to be a waterfall. Right, so the waterfall bit has already got a hole in the back of it. But it's not big enough, so this is turning out all right. Waterfall pipe. Okay. Right, next step. Right, so that's pushed inside that waterfall bit. All I'm going to do is snip that off. No, that's got to be way shorter, isn't it? And that's going to stick up in the air. Okay, give me a minute. Let me cut this down and get the sizing sorted. It fits. There it is behind there, look. So the pipe comes out in here, drops down, hopefully this little waterfall, into the little bowl below. Well, before I plant this up, I'm just going to fill it with water and see if it works, because if it doesn't work, then the whole thing needs to be changed, and you'll possibly never see this video. This video will never come out because it will be rubbish. Okay, moment of truth. Fill it up. We are full. Obviously, you're not getting the best angle of it at the moment, but you're getting an angle of the waterfall and what it's going to look like. Katie's come to join us because she's just come downstairs. What do you think?
It looks good. I like it. I like the wood coming out the top.
Yeah, I think it's going to look cool. Obviously, you've not seen it, but there's a waterfall pipe here, filter in behind, so it's going to cascade down the waterfall and be lovely. And then planting, lots of planting. But this is the moment of truth, and yeah, let's turn it on and see what happens.
I thought you said waterfall, not fountain.
That's nice, isn't it? That's getting everything quite wet. Oh, look at that.
The water feature.
I think it needs to be less aggressive. Hang on, I'm going to turn that off. Okay. Well, good thing is that filter comes with a tap, so I can turn the filter down.
That's good, because I feel like that might be a bit splashy for inside.
Yeah. Okay, right. Filter, tap. Right, let's get that done. Round 2. Hopefully, the tap is going to do the job. I've also glued a tiny bit of wood up here to divert the water a little bit. So, well, here we go. Oh, much better. Look at that. Let's just turn it up a bit. I haven't glued the wood in place yet, so I need to... Oh yeah, that's perfect, that. So we can have it a bit more aggressive if we want to, or really gentle. Ideal. Perfect. Okay, cool. So we are running. So before we get into planting, I thought I'd just give you a quick look around. Say, yeah, there's the filter. You can sort of see this big round thing. That's the tap, so that can slow it down and speed it up. So I think that's maybe a bit slower than that in a minute, but fairly good. Look at that. Just runs down here, into the water. Yeah, and then under the water. It's a bit murky at the moment. You get this cool, like, rock face. And then with these big bits of wood either side. So, yeah, I'm digging this. So, yeah, okay, cool. Oh, excuse the extension lead. Oh, and the sleeping dogs. Oh, look at them. They're like one dog there. Anyway, planting next. Okay, so this has changed now, because I had some ideas for planting, but now I've got to change my mind. I've got something, though, that might work. I'm going to go and grab it. Okay, so now the design has changed of this. I was planning on, like, carpeting plants and... Oh, my word. I was planning on carpeting plants and like a, yeah, I suppose iwagumi style because of the shallowness of the bowl. But, because we've had to change it up now, I have got these that I actually, again, ordered for another project. So what they are is this. I've grown them before, but they are a terrestrial plant. Really nice little grass. So what I'm thinking is, like, that, I'll take them out of the pot, obviously. But one's going to go there, one around the other side. I've got 3 altogether. And then I have also got a peace lily, which I think is going to look awesome. Again, I'll wash all the soil off of it. That'll be the backdrop. And then, oh, where did my, they're up there. Hang on, I'm going to go get the others. So, I've also got Monte Carlo, Micranthemum, and hairgrass, Eleocharis. So I'm thinking Eleocharis like tucked into the woody bits in the substrate, and then maybe some of the Monte Carlo like almost grown as an epiphyte, sort of on the bits of wood, and some in the soil and some in the substrate. Maybe I'll try some up on the waterfall. I've also got a ball of Java moss upstairs, so if the Monte Carlo doesn't work in a week or 2, I'll swap it out for some Java moss. But I think the Monte Carlo and the hairgrass will work. Let's plan it up. Let's get on with it. No more talking. Let's get it planted. Right, so I've just washed all the peace lily roots off, so there's no soil left on them now. And what I've done is I've cut down the pot that it came with just by the rim, because it was a little bit too big to fit in the back. And let me use this light so you can see what I'm doing. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pop them in there so that the roots can get out the bottom eventually. And I'm just going to fill that with gravel, because then I can wedge it in behind, and it wedges between the rock and the glass. This is going to be the easiest way for me to do it. Perfect. Check that out. Nice little potted peace lily. That was the word. Couldn't think of the word then. So we've got all the terrestrial plants prepped. We've got our little Ophiogon, Ophiogon, however you say it, kyoto grass. It's very cool. I love this stuff. Now I think what I'm going to do is like get it either side of the bowl. Lastly, it's the peace lily, and that we'll just tuck in behind there. So now all the terrestrial planting is finished, we've got to move into the sort of wetter areas. So first one that we're going to be doing is the Micranthemum Monte Carlo, just like a little round-leafed, tiny little plant. So let's get a load of that placed in. We're going to try some around the bottom of the waterfall, down through the rocks, and maybe a bit in the substrate. Lastly, in the water, we've got our hairgrass. Then planting is done. It's been a couple of weeks now. Everything is doing really, really well. We've got new shoots on some of the plants. We've got some of the new roots coming through on some of these grasses and the peace lily in the back. So everything's doing, well, really good. I've added some tap water safe and some filter starter to make sure that everything's sort of bacteria laden, everything's safe. And we're going to add some shrimp in here because I think it would just be cool. I think they would love it in there. They've got a big hiding space in behind. They've got this big open space in the front that they can sort of come and graze in. I think they're just going to look good. Oh, also, had no faults with the waterfall. The waterfall has worked perfectly since it's been running, since that initial problem. I've actually ended up placing this bowl on my breakfast bar, so this is where I literally sit and eat breakfast sometimes. I think just the shrimp are going to finish it off. My little aloe plant next to it. I think this is going to be a cool little thing. So yeah, let's go and get the shrimp. They're in one of my other tanks. They've bred a few times in there, so we've got different generations and some proper wacky colours. We've just spent a bit of time acclimating all the shrimp, and we've also got some little ram's horn snails and randomly one nerite snail that I found. So they're all going to go in here. So let's get them introduced into the tank. So it was actually easier to net them rather than get them in with the jug, because obviously this tank is a little bit smaller. There we go. Let's give them a bit of time to settle. I'm so happy with how this turned out. The waterfall is just amazing. Like, I feel like I need to do a bigger one on top of a fish tank or something. I don't know, but it's definitely sort of triggered my imagination to do something similar on a bigger scale. I think the reason I'd want to do it on a bigger scale is just to see the interactions of maybe some larger fish with the terrestrial planting and the waterfall and things like that. I'd just like to, I think it sort of not completes a tank, but brings a tank outside of the box, I suppose you'd say. I wanted to keep the shrimp a little bit more muted in their colours, just because I think it fits that natural look of the bowl better. I think if you had some sort of day glow oranges and reds and things, they would stand out a little bit too much in this sort of setup. You know, there are some reds and there are some blues, but they're still not like that in-your-face coloration. I've just noticed something that the shrimp are doing, and I have never seen them do this before. I really need to show you this. So I didn't realise, but obviously the wood is in the water and it goes up and around, and the shrimps can climb up the wood as long as they stay in the water. I suppose that's quite a natural thing for them. I expect they would do that in the wild to get from maybe from pool to pool or something like that, but I have never seen a shrimp climb up a waterfall. I hope you've enjoyed watching this one as much as I have making it. Yeah, I'm really happy with the final result. I can't wait to see it all grow in. I think I'm going to have to do a bigger waterfall tank, especially if the shrimps are going to climb up the waterfall like that. Definitely need to do something bigger. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.